Hi, I'm Melinda Van Fleet, and welcome to the Good Karma Success Coach podcast. I'm an author, speaker, and success coach who helps women believe in themselves, build confidence, and take action. In 2009, my husband Ryan and I were laid off at the same time, and we moved to the Florida Keys without jobs, not knowing anyone, hardly any money, and we never even been here. But we made it. And now, not every day is sunshine and rainbows, but we're living our best lives. All along in our journey, I've always said that someday when we get our shit together, we will help others. So each week, my intent is to be relatable and bring you tactical tips, tools, share my learnings and stories that can help inspire or transform you wherever you are in your career or general life and make an impact. I strongly believe that if I can do it, you can do it too. So what's stopping you? Hi everyone, welcome to this week's episode of the Good Karma Success Coach podcast. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you've been following me, if you know me even, you know that I often podcast and write and share kind of the mental journey that I go through. And even in my two books, Confidence Mastery for Couples and Life and Love Lessons, it's really me sharing a lot of the mental work. And it's often the mental work that people don't share or don't talk about. And when people don't share or don't talk about that, someone else may think that they're alone in dealing with anything from judgment to triggers to mind loops to comparison, all those things, right? If you're one of those people, let me tell you, you're not alone. But as I've come to embrace and embody my human design profile, which is a 3-5, I feel even more and more and more in line with sharing some of these journeys. You may be a 3-5, so you may understand what that is, or you may just be someone who has studied human design, or you embrace and embody it yourself, so you understand what that is. But if you don't, the 3 part of the profile is the inner. So for me, the 3 is a martyr, and that's what the 3 stands for, which means that I go over all of the lessons, all the hardships I've had, and it kind of creates like these mental mind loops in my head. And often, you can beat yourself up over stuff like that, right? But I just keep them in my head. Like I keep going, like I go over things and I have to push through them and kind of mentally solve the problem and bless it as a lesson or a learning and move on. The 5, if you're familiar with human design, on the outside is what I am to the outside world, which is a teacher. So I'm actually living in my design. I live in my design with my anguish inside my brain, and the 5 teaching it to the outside world. So I am living my design, which is really, really cool. So yeah, I'd love to hear from you if you're into human design or if you're interested in being coached with human design. That is something I do. But anyhow, so this past week I was having these thoughts about gratitude and people and the world out there with toxic positivity and frustration, and all of these things really kind of combine together in a way or go like around in a circle. And I've written about each of these topics this week on medium.com. And if you are on medium.com, please follow me. I'm just under Melinda Van Fleet, and my publication is called Beyond Basic. If you're not, look into being on the platform. It's an amazing platform, not only as a writer, but also as someone who consumes content. I learn a lot from the platform. But anyhow, all of these topics together are a little hard to write about together, right? It's easier to speak about them and share an example, which is where I'm at today. So last week, one of the articles about gratitude was about someone really not appreciating how far she was coming in her journey. And I had started to recognize that energy a while ago, like a while ago, and actually kind of cut ties and stopped following that person and did not renew my membership with the community this year. And so the gratitude was like really coming up as like a strong topic and point of view in my brain, especially on my morning walks. And if you follow me, you know I go on these morning walks. So what ended up happening on one of my morning walks is I started thinking about how when I was on Twitter the day before, some troll, let's call him, it's just a common word everyone uses, bashed me for making a statement that was positive to our governor. Our governor's on Twitter. I follow him. I'm a very proud Floridian. I'm so grateful to live here. We've lived here 12 years, and that was part of it. Like, my thought process was, I was proud to live in Florida. I'm so grateful for our journey. I was experienced that feeling of gratitude on my walk. And then my mind was wandering to this troll who bashed me because I, said something nice to our governor, right? On Twitter. And in regards to the troll, I totally laughed. I do not get triggered by people at all. I have very thick alligator skin. So I was like, thank you so much. I'm new to Twitter. I appreciate you helping my algorithm. And I moved on. But it just really made me realize that there are people that don't appreciate what they have in their life. And then people that don't do the math and go, gosh, why am I bashing Florida when I'm going to go there on vacation? Or if you're a snowbird and you have a house here, but you're bashing our state, why would you ever do that, right? So be grateful. Be grateful that our governor has kept the state open and running and businesses going. And I'm sure his job really freaking sucks, but he thinks of the people and how we're a state that has built their economy on tourism. So we have to keep going. We have to keep going. And it's purpose and jobs and all these other things. So people that come to Florida, whether you agree with our governor or not, you're coming here for a mental health break, aren't you? Vacation is a mental health break. So why wouldn't you be appreciative of what he's done? So it created this whole mental mind loop when I was walking. And it then led me down this path, again, about appreciating that we live in Florida, about how we got here. And I started to take this journey back in time. We've been here 12 years. And before we moved here, our story, again, if you follow me, if you know me, you know our story, was that as a way for us to feel better, because we did not like living in snowy, cold, expensive Minnesota. So as a way for us to feel better, and especially for my husband to work through his bouts of depression, we used to lay on top of the bed with the sound machine for ocean sounds, and I would create visualizations for us to feel better, and especially for him. And when I created these visualizations, this is what really dawned on me. It had nothing to do with money. Nothing. It was all about feeling better. It was all about moving where there's green grass and palm trees and it's warm all year. I can go for a walk every day. I've always been a walker. We can have 2 little Shih Tzus, and now we have 3. We can, he can go fishing any day he wants. It was all about visualization towards feeling better. And nothing was about making millions of dollars, and nothing was about being famous. And nothing was about being successful. None of those things. None of those things. And sure as shit, it all happened, right? I got laid off. He got laid off. We ended up moving here. Took a couple years, but we got our shit together. And, when I think back of that experience, it really started to click in my brain that is what makes it all happen. But now, unfortunately, what I'm seeing online, and I'm sharing this because I've been sucked into it too. I'm not perfect when I share this. Again, my 3. I am not perfect when I share this, but I get sucked into it too. Because now, years later, the internet is crazy with so much noise. Noise from coaches, noise from influencers, noise from, authors, podcasters, speakers, everybody, right? About making money. Making money, making money, making money. How many posts I see from people, especially coaches, especially on Facebook, and I wrote about that this week, that are these FOMO posts where they just post like a simple post and they're like, my new client made 100,000 in 1 minute after one call with working with me. Okay. It's like, I'm exaggerating, obviously, but that's like what's going on out there. And when I think about it, I wrote about the fact that that's great, but there's probably other circumstances that all contributed to that big win over time, because all of these things are a lot of work. They're mental work, they're tactical work. It is just work. And what made me though go, oh my gosh, ding, 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 was letting go of all the focus on the money and the success. And like I said, I'm just as bad. Oh my gosh. So having this like realization is like, oh my gosh, let me just dial it back to, 2008, 2009, when we didn't have the internet, basically. We had LinkedIn, but I wasn't on Facebook until like the last couple of years. Instagram, I know, did not exist. I'm pretty sure about that. So, and Ryan certainly wasn't on anything. So we just went with our intuition, right? Just our intuition. What felt good to us? What felt good to us? And it felt good to us just to talk about moving somewhere warm where it never ever snowed. That's what felt good to us. And that's what we focused on. And we just kept knowing and believing and trusting that it was going to happen. And that was hard. That was really hard. There were times when I was like, why haven't I gotten a job yet? I've definitely had many breakdowns. So I'm not going to ever say it was easy. No. But it got easier, and then it would be hard again, and then it would get a little easier, and then it would get hard again, right? So it's like these cycles, and you have to be able to move through the energies of like having a bad day, but also still trusting that's going to happen. And that's like a huge piece too. And that's something I have, I think I talked about it on Wisdom this week, and I wrote about it as well. But you have to be able to hold the doubt, the fear, but also hold the positivity, and just have the positivity go up like on an escalator, right? And the negativity or the fear or the discomfort, the worry, anxiety, so many feelings there, right? Go down on the escalator, right? So those are, that's how you handle it. But I just am like truly amazed at the damage. I'm going to say this, it's just true. The damage that social media has done and is doing for people, because it's created this human brain, left brain hustle. What am I doing wrong? Why isn't it working? Why am I stuck? Comparison. Why is she making millions of dollars? Why am I not? Like, it's created all this shit out there. Lots of it. Lots of shit. And then it's created all these other businesses. And I'm not shaming other businesses, but then you end up investing with this person, and then you try this, and you spend money here, and then you do this and this here. And all of those are lessons. Hence, again, my 3, because I've definitely bought all different things. But who knows, right? What if that all went away? What if that all went away? If it all went away, would we still achieve the same amount of success and money that we initially maybe desire and that we're destined for? I don't know. It's kind of fascinating to think about it, right? What if all that noise on Facebook, I'm using Facebook as an example because it's truly the worst, went away? Went away. And you just focused. You focused on what felt good for you today. That's what you worked on. And you didn't worry about the money. You didn't worry about making millions of dollars and catching up with this person or this or that or trying this or that. And you just stayed focused on what felt good. Would you still get to the same end place? It's kind of fascinating to think about, right? So I had all these mind loops and everything, and I'm going to give my friend in South Africa, Shanaz, a shout out, because then she created a post sharing some of her clients' examples of not worrying about the money, but things started to happen. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. And so it's like a divine timing. And I was going to podcast about it anyway. So I'm giving her an extra bonus little nugget shout out here because, it was just a good like testimonial example to, that's kind of how it should work, right? We're doing things that are in alignment, that feel good, that are for the greater good, that help others, help yourself, and don't worry about all this other stuff. But that's hard. It's not easy, right? But I have to say that I've probably come leaps and bounds on this from, like, let's say last year, and there's still work to be done. And it does come down to unfollowing some people, not paying attention to so many groups, and just really like looking at who, what are you listening to? What are you listening to? What are you reading? And like, how is it serving you? And if it's putting all these like money thoughts in your brain, that you're like, oh my God, I have to hustle harder. I have to start this side business. I have to do this side business. I have to hire this person. I got to try this. I got to do this. La, 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 la. Stop. Maybe take a week off. Try to clear your brain. Try to get that right brain going, that intuition coming through. Spend some time in nature, breathe, meditate, all the things, right? All the things we all know about. I don't need to share all that. You all know. And just see how you feel maybe after a week, and see if you can get back to remembering, just like me, I was remembering our journey from 2008, 2009. And I count 2008 as part of like the whole like process. That's when we were doing a lot of the visualization that no one taught me. I figured that out all by myself. So again, if the internet wasn't really there, I did that on my own. I thought, what if I play the sound machine and talk about green grass to my husband? And so that came from my guides, right? That wasn't from like anyone on the internet. So what if you had that? What if you took a break? If you're someone that is overwhelmed and struggling and triggered with comparison, with self-judgment, with all those things, what if you took a break? Think about it. Think about it. And if you need help with that, please reach out to me. I have one-on-one coaching available. And I also released, which I've hardly talked about just because I've been so busy, but it hasn't been that long. It's only been like maybe 2 weeks. A course that is on my website on both beyondbasicscoaching.com and melindavanfleet.com. And it's on the home page. And it says new Beyond Basics, something about, oh my gosh, what's helping you move forward, keeping you stuck. And if you need more information, I'll put the link in the show notes. I'm sorry, I'm blanking right now about the course, but it's only $222. And what it is foundational work. And everyone says, oh, you should market to what people want and desire. Well, we all want and desire to get better. We don't, that's just how it is. But sometimes you need to do the work. You need to do the inner work. So how bad is your want and your desire that you understand that you also need to do some work? And that's what this course is. It's easy, it's fun, it's nothing stressful, but it's private and will help you work through everything from limiting beliefs to comparison to judgment, triggers, all the things, and will help you start to push through some of those mental blocks. And those are the things that are keeping you stuck. So again, I'll put the link in the show notes, but it's on both of my websites, and check it out. Again, it's only $222. It's very affordable. It's evergreen. You'll have it forever. And I put it together with all of my heart and soul, with stories, with tips, with tools, mindset, and tactical, so you can move forward, because this is the shit that people need to work on. Need to get to your desire. You have to take care of what you need first to get to what you desire. It's just how it works. So don't skip that step. Don't skip that step. And just keep your big vision in front of you so you can keep moving forward. Keep believing, keep knowing, keep trusting, and it will work out, I promise you, but you do have to do the work in the process to get there. So I hope you like this podcast. I would love to hear from you. Again, I am open for one-on-one coaching. I infuse tactical mindset, how you can use your intuition, and also human design. So reach out to me, Melinda at melindavanfleet.com. Follow me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, or on my websites, or now on Wisdom, all the things. But I love creating content. So I could give a shit if someone is going to judge me and say, oh my God, she's on so many platforms. She's Energizer Bunny. Yes, I am. And I own it. I love it. I'm on Medium. And yeah, my other podcast is Creating Confident Content. And there you go. So I hope you're doing great. Until next time, be grateful, be curious, always be learning. And you know what? Have some fun too. Thanks for listening.